This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing just fine. I'm fine, considering.
Yes.
You know how everybody says that? That's what I
Yeah,
say.
everybody says that nowadays, but it's like, yeah, I guess what else are you going to say, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm good. Well, I mean, except for everything that's bad.
Yeah, everything's bad, though, but everything's bad all the time, and I'm
well,
fine.
not this bad.
I mean, for some people, it's this bad.
Yeah, well, but we don't talk to those people.
Yeah, I guess so.
You don't have anybody in your life that it's normally this bad for that says, yeah, it's all right, considering. I mean, if somebody says that too, you're like, oh, well, you're a real Eeyore. I don't, forget it. Forget I asked.
Yeah, man, what are you, in mourning over a loved one or something?
Yeah. Oh, what do you think?
Eeyore.
Friends are for talking about your feelings and hardships? Nah, I just want to hear good stuff about me.
Yeah, bottle it up and compliment me.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing pretty good, Tim. Thanks for asking.
Hey, Tom, I meant to ask earlier. How old are you now?
30 fucking 9.
That's
I know it sucks so bad. And I'm like normally not somebody that worries too much about like age and everything. But it seems like I turned 30 a month ago.
Yeah.
And I can't account for much of the last 9 years.
Number one, that's kind of a good thing in that, like, when they're like, well,
what, that life speeding up?
No, that they're like, oh, this is the new normal for the time being. So it's like, oh, maybe this will go. Like, finally, the fact that my life is that I'm aging rapidly, and my life is slipping away from me. Hopefully, this will come in handy at this point, where it's like, well, they say 18 months. Well, that should go like nothing because it feels like I turned 30 6 months ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's a very convoluted way of putting it.
It's a convoluted way to positivity, Tom. If you confuse yourself enough, you'll be happy.
The passage of time right now is extremely strange.
Yeah.
Days seem long, weeks seem short. That's what I've said.
The days go fast for me.
But the weeks seem long?
No, the weeks go fast too. Everything's going fast. It's going well, I guess.
Do you just sleep when you're not doing this? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. What are you doing? Are you getting up and like trying to live your life?
Yeah, I'm getting up and worrying.
No, just sleep. Just sleep through it.
Yeah, that's gonna suck. I'm gonna probably end my 30s indoors.
No, you won't. It'll be fine. Anyway, who cares? End my 30s. Everybody remembers the last month of being 39.
I remember the last month of being 29.
Really? What did you do?
I partied it up, man. I was at the club, at the discotheque. I was dancing, snorting things.
I've never been to a club.
I was going nuts. Absolutely
I went to a club
nuts.
one time. It was terrifying.
Yeah. Clubs. Yeah. I've only been to clubs. I've been to depressing clubs more than a few times.
I think most clubs are depressing.
No, I've been to clubs where it's like, oh, this is nice and not for me. This is like everybody in here is having a very good time and they're better dressed than me and younger and more attractive.
And they're rubbing their private parts up against other people's private parts and calling it dancing.
Yeah, well, hopefully they're a husband and wife when that happens.
Yeah, I think you have to be married to get into the club.
But I've only been in those types of clubs, I don't know, a handful of times. But by and large, I've been to depressing clubs, especially like when we're in England. Like a lot of times that's the only place open at night.
Yeah, like after our shows.
Yeah. In those places, it's horrible.
I mean, I guess they're just not for us.
Yeah, well, and I think it's mostly like with the late licenses there. That the places that get the late licenses are the places that are like, well, we could either like update our decor from 1993, or we can get this late license and just be the only place open.
Yeah, and every place looks like a laser tag arena.
Yeah, like a disused laser tag arena.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
the walls are painted black, but it's chipping, and there's like neon lights and
Yeah, and there are like different areas where you can hide.
yeah, and there's they're puffing in that weird smelling fake smoke.
Yeah, the like fog machine stuff. You know what, Tim? Next time I go into one of those places, I pretend it's a laser tag place. I think that might really turn my frown upside down. Seeing it as a laser tag, like an after hours laser tag place where I can have a beer, that changes everything.
Yeah, it goes along with my theory. Just confuse your mind and you'll be happy.
I don't know. I'm confused all the time and not very happy a lot. So
Yeah.
So far it hasn't checked out. I'll tell you one thing I've been happy though, Tim. Last week was my birthday week.
Happy belated birthday, Tom. I'm sorry I didn't wish you a happy birthday on the actual day.
You did wish me a happy birthday on the day.
I don't remember things. Truth be told, Tom, I had my assistant do that.
Oh, okay. Well, it was still very nice.
Do you think,
what?
Tom,
Mm-hmm.
in the future with deep fake technology,
Yeah.
high-powered people's assistants will start taking calls and making calls in the guise of their bosses. So it's
have like a real-time voice changer.
Yeah, and I'd be like, Dottie, call Tom as me and wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
And she'll be like,
it would...
happy birthday, Mr. Reynolds. But you'll hear, happy birthday, Tom. The AI will be so advanced.
Right, it'll figure out like that's not what Tim calls Tom.
Exactly.
Well, I appreciate you having your assistant in the future call me Mr. Reynolds. That's very nice.
Yeah, she insists on it.
Yeah. Well, I've told you that's the one nice thing. Like when I get emails from people that read my books, more often than not, they're addressed to Mr. Reynolds because I'm an author. When we get emails from listeners of this show, it's like, hey, shithead and dum-dum. Very disrespectful.
Yeah, it is. It's depressing. That's why I don't read our emails. So it's like, oi, Tim, you wanker.
Yeah, I like to just open up my email in the morning and get roasted by strangers. But during one of the many presents that I got for my birthday, my girlfriend got me an ice cream maker.
That sounds incredible.
It's something I've always dreamed of having. Now, one thing that's different in my dream is that I forget that like I have to buy ingredients for it. It's not just like a thing that makes free ice cream anytime.
You just think of the flavor you want and press a button.
Oh, that'd be great. No, but you don't need that many ingredients. For ice cream, you need 2 cups of whole milk. I hope write this down if you have an ice cream machine at home and you don't know how to use it. 2 cups of whole milk, a cup of heavy cream, 3/4
That's
cup
what
of
gets iced, Tom.
3 cups of sugar. 3/4 cup of sugar, which honestly was like a little too sweet. I would cut that back a little bit, and then a little salt and a little vanilla. That's it.
I mean, that's to make vanilla ice cream, presumably.
That's to make vanilla ice cream. No, you can make any flavor with that.
Did you mash up any Reese's and put that in there?
Well, all the Reese's that we got from Hershey's are long gone at this point, unfortunately.
Oh, wow, Tom.
That was a dark day. That was the darkest day of all this so far. The day I had to throw those boxes out.
Yeah.
But
the fine folks at Hershey's sent us a lot of Reese's peanut butter
Take Five.
Take
We're all
Fives.
Reese's Take Five.
Yeah. And Tom, I got to tell you, the toughest part of the last couple of weeks is recognizing that I need to slow my roll with that stuff. It's staring me in the face every day.
Well, I realized that too late, Tim. It's gone now.
You were a cautionary tale, Tom.
Yeah, well,
Congratulations.
you know what? It was a great way to pass the time for a while, eating candy.
Yep. Well, now you can eat ice cream.
That's true. I did put Oreos in there, made some cookies and cream,
Nice.
if you know what I mean.
What do you? Cookies and cream, Oreos and ice cream. Okay.
Yeah, Oreos and ice cream. Is that the cream in cookies and cream, or is it the cream from the Oreos?
That's a question that has plagued mankind since the dawn of time.
That really is a question for the ages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that worked out great. I tried to make some oat milk ice cream recently.
How did that turn out?
Well, see, because like oat milk's what I normally have in the fridge for cereal and stuff.
Very trendy, Tom.
Well, I like oat milk the best of all the non-milk milks. And we talked about this during the milk episode, Tim. I gave you the reasons why I like oat milk, and it keeps longer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I did wrong. Well, I didn't do anything wrong. Well, I guess I did, because I didn't like look anything up. I just was like, oh, let's try this. It tastes good, but it's like frozen solid. So I've got it thawing out on the counter right now. Hopefully after this is done, I'm going to go eat a lot of oat milk ice cream.
Something about the fats in there, I bet.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, fats. Need more fats. Collecting fats if anybody's got some.
Yeah, I had a question about the ice cream machine.
How long does it take? About 15, 20 minutes. It's not bad. It's annoyingly loud while it's doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just does this the whole time.
You know what bothers me about the show Chopped?
What's that?
They have a dessert round where people have to make a dessert, right?
Yeah.
It's a cooking competition on television. It's
Yeah,
on the
I know.
Food Network. And chefs have to like make dishes out of a mystery box of ingredients. So the dessert round, they get to make whatever they want, use whatever ingredients, but they have to use the basket ingredients.
Right, but they have access to like other ingredients.
Yeah, exactly. They have a pantry.
Yeah, it's not all mystery ingredients.
But it's timed. It's very quick. I think the dessert round might be 25 minutes.
I know what your complaint's going to be, because I've sat in the room while you've yelled at the TV about this.
In the Chopped kitchen, everybody has an oven, everybody has a workstation, everybody has access to their own tools, but there is one ice cream maker in the Chopped kitchen. So if two people want to make ice cream,
it's like a soft serve machine, right?
Yeah. It's infuriating, Tom. How much could that cost? And the freaking Food Network has the budget to invest in another one. Well,
but it adds drama that the first person to claim it gets it.
Yeah, well, then why don't they do that with knives, too? Oh, well, you can't cut anything
that's
unless
dangerous.
you're the first one to the knife.
You don't want people fighting over knives. You can have them fighting over the ice cream machine.
So
to be clear, the ice cream machine I have is not that style.
No? Well,
no.
I'm very disappointed.
No, I think it's better because it does it. When you first make it, it's kind of like soft serve, but then once you put it in the freezer for a bit, it's like, regular hard ice cream that you would buy at the store.
I prefer soft serve, Tom.
What are you, 5 years old? Grow up and eat some hard ice cream, for God's sake. Get your teeth fixed, your cold teeth, your sensitive cold teeth.
You are a grumpy, vindictive old man.
It is my birthday week. I'm allowed to be. All right, Tim. Look, let's get down to the truth of the matter here.
Okay, let's cut right to the core here.
How long have we been more or less self-isolated? About 2 months now?
Yeah, a little less than that. Probably about 6 to 7 weeks.
Coming up on... No, I think it's coming up on... Yeah, you're right. I think it's 6 weeks.
It was mid-March, and it's the end of April now. Or when people are hearing this, it's going to be early May. I wonder what it's like there. I wonder if people have their assistants calling their friends in their own voices.
Who knows what they'll have discovered and invented by then. If you're like me, I got a haircut before I went on vacation, which was a week before this started. 2 weeks before.
I didn't go on vacation.
Well, I got my hair cut I guess that doesn't matter. It's unimportant. I got my hair cut about
Tom, you find a way to brag about the fact that you went on vacation in every conversation.
It is the luckiest thing that's ever happened to me, going on vacation right before all of this happened, especially when I hadn't been on like an actual pure vacation in probably 10 years. Less than 10 years, but it was a while, and this was nice. So anyway, long story short, I haven't got my hair cut in at least 2 months now.
I meant to ask you, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
How was it on the princess cruise that you took?
It wasn't a princess cruise, Tim. There was a 2-part episode about my vacation, for God's sake. Go back and listen. Go back and read the transcripts.
I thought you were on the princess cruise. My mistake.
No.
Move on.
Man, some of these, look, probably shouldn't get into it. But there are some people that are stuck on not cruise ships, I guess, anymore. Although there are still people stuck on some cruise ship and like people stuck in other places. And they're trying to like reinvent or rewrite rather history, where they're like, well, when I left for the cruise in early April, everything was fine. It's like, no. You left after everybody who had 2 brain cells was like, well, probably shouldn't be going anywhere because I'm seeing countries around the world starting to get locked down. And boy, it'd be horrible if I was stuck on a cruise ship for 7 weeks.
You left the cruise. You left for your cruise like a full 2 weeks after I lost my mind from being in isolation.
No, I didn't, Tim. I didn't leave for a cruise. It was before things were bad here. Anyway, I got my haircut 2 months ago at least, and now it's really getting to the point where my hair is annoying me, and I am considering taking drastic measures.
Yeah, they say don't cut your own hair. But who cares? Cut your own hair. Right? If there's ever a time to get weird with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Now. Nobody's going to fault you for doing anything except like getting within 6 feet of them. Like,
right. That's pretty much the only wrong thing you can do right now.
Short of that, and nobody gives a shit what you're doing.
No. I realized the other day I had a telemedicine call, and I like as the phones
for all those like cold sores all over your lips.
No, as the call's connecting, I realized, oh no, I have this dumb mustache that I've had for a few weeks now that I mostly have because when I go outside, I'm wearing a mask anyway. So like, yeah, why not have a dumb looking Wild West mustache during all this? So like right as the call connected, I was like, oh, hi. But yeah, otherwise, especially like, look, most of these webcams still stink, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised at that.
Yeah, well, the Apple ones especially. The MacBook webcams have not changed in like at least 10 years.
It's embarrassing, Tom.
It is embarrassing.
I think I'm cheaping out on my webcams.
Yeah, they think
I'd have the world's most precise webcam.
They think you're on some kind of a compact Presario.
Yeah. When
really you're on a MacBook Pro, the top of the line.
Mm-hmm.
My point being, even if you fuck up your hair, you can just put a hat on.
Yeah.
Step 1, if you're going to cut your own hair, make sure you have a hat in case things go wrong.
Yeah, and pretty much any hat will do.
Oh, yeah. I would say it has to be it can't be like a yarmulke. It has to be like a full head hat.
Right. Is a yarmulke technically a hat?
I think so. You wear it on your head.
Yeah, but I don't know. Not everything you wear on your head is a hat.
Yeah, I guess like a hood isn't a hat.
Yeah, a cowl isn't a hat.
No.
If you have a cowl, that's even better than having a hat.
Oh, then you can go nuts. You can, shave off your eyebrows if you want.
Yeah. When you insist on wearing, and I ask you so often not to do this, a Native American headdress to music festivals, Tom, you wouldn't call that a hat, would you?
Tim, it's just a flower wreath that I wear on my head, and it helps me get into the festival spirit. So, I was thinking for this show, unfortunately, there's just an audio show. We can see each other. Mm-hmm. We both have premium Patreon subscriptions where we can watch each other. But what do you think? What do you think if we both got matching bangs? We both got bangs at the same time.
I don't know how I would keep bangs going. We should just get bowl cuts. Just bowl cuts.
Bowl
right?
cuts.
Yeah.
We should both get bowl cuts, and then nobody can make fun of us because we both have it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So what do? Who's going to even see us?
Exactly.
Nobody.
Just each other. And we'll be able to look at each other and say, hey, nice haircut.
Who, my wife and your girlfriend? What are they?
Yeah, just our significant others. The people who are probably already on the edge about all this.
Man, it was a crazy mix-up, Tom, that we wound up getting quarantined, me with your girlfriend and you with my wife.
I know, yeah. So the last thing they would want is for both of us to have matching bowl cuts. That would just make things even more confusing for them.
Exactly. Make this time in quarantine more of an absolute nightmare for each of them.
Now, here's the thing. I mean, all joking aside, that's like a big, I would say, borderline.
Yeah, Tom, hey, cut the crap.
Borderline a meme that women who are thinking about having
women
bangs,
be shopping. We know, Tom.
Also, women drive like this, where guys drive like this. That women, want to give themselves bangs and shouldn't give themselves bangs. Like a lot of women on Twitter and stuff are like, I know you're thinking about trying out bangs. Don't do it. I don't know. Now's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
And who cares? And everybody looks good with bangs.
If the bang, I get that the bangs have to be. Tom, what?
Zooey Deschanel.
She doesn't have them anymore. The property brother made her get a regular haircut.
Do you think the property brother can tell Zooey Deschanel what to do with her hair? Freaking Drew Scott.
I don't know. I think he's got some kind of a spell on her.
Why? Which property brother is it?
I don't know, Tim. I don't know the names of them. I thought they had the same name. I thought that was part of the thing.
Well, no. I mean, it's like John Property and Joe Property, I think.
Okay. Like the Mario Brothers.
Yeah. It's Jonathan Scott.
Okay.
He looks like a nice man.
I don't trust him.
Tom, no, this picture's from February 2016, but Zooey Deschanel does have bangs.
She doesn't anymore, I'm telling you.
As of September 30th, 2019, she did.
Tim, I saw a picture from like the other goddamn day, and she doesn't have...
Yeah, she doesn't have bangs because she's not going to cut her own bangs. She believed the memes.
No, because of the property brother, I think.
Zooey Deschanel, stop taking the memes so seriously.
Well, look, Zooey Deschanel was not cutting her own bangs. Get out of town if you.
I know,
that.
and that's why she's not doing it now. She's like, oh, I can't, I couldn't do it myself. I don't trust myself. And then a meme reinforces that negative attitude. And then suddenly you're saying, oh, it's Jonathan Scott. He's too controlling. But I think maybe it's the memes that are doing it.
I think. I'm trying to find Zooey Deschanel. I think she's growing them out. You know, I don't want to say for sure that she doesn't have them. I'm looking it up. Do you know what, Tim? She's still got bangs. I was completely wrong. Tim, I apologize. I can admit when I'm wrong.
I appreciate that, Tom.
But look, Zooey Deschanel, well, actually, maybe nowadays she is cutting her own bangs. I think the thing about cutting your own bangs is just that you got to make sure you're not cutting them too short and that they're straight. I think where probably a lot of people go wrong is that they cut them too short and then crooked.
Yeah, so what? Then you straighten them out one day.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that I think that's the only potential pitfall. I mean, the other
short bangs
potential.
was a thing recently too.
Yeah. I never
And,
liked
and
it.
by the way, you're screaming. You just clipped screaming about bangs being too short.
um,
You're overloading everybody's machines.
Yeah, right now it doesn't matter, but I'm saying that I think the only things you have to look out for is if you don't look good with bangs, or if you cut them crooked or too short. That's all.
Okay. I say just go for it. Throw caution to the wind. Worst case scenario, you sweep them over a little bit.
Well, you can't do that if they're like halfway up your forehead. They're too short.
You wear a wig. What percentage of women in their 20s and 30s do you think have a wig handy?
Probably not a huge percentage, like a realistic wig, not just like a fun wig.
No, any kind of wig. 30%, 40%.
Oh, yeah. If you're including like a fun, like a neon blue wig, maybe.
Yeah, and you can do that. That's totally acceptable on a work Zoom these days.
Oh, yeah. Anything goes.
Yeah.
You got to still wear pants and don't bring the call into the bathroom. But yeah, why not try it? Take a piece of construction paper that matches the color of your hair and cut some little slits into it and put that over your forehead. See how you'd look with bangs.
Yeah, just get out your construction paper set.
And you know what? If you're lazy and you do that and you like how you look, just wear that.
Mm-hmm. For the rest of your life.
Well, certainly if you've got like a MacBook and you got a bad camera, you can just get away with that. People will be like, you got bangs. And you'll be like, yeah, I did.
I look great.
Another thing when I was looking up, because I was looking up women, how to cut women's hair. Not
I
how to
Googled
cut
women. How to cut women's hair without them noticing.
How to cut
for various...
how to cut a woman's hair without her waking up.
For using your spells, your love spells.
Yeah, well, love spells and also cloning, my cloning facility that I'm working on. Split ends, that's another thing. And that's another thing that I don't really understand why you would need instructions on it.
Split ends. Now what happens? The hair turns into like hay and splits.
Yeah, I think so. Kind of like hay. I think there's like a knot sometimes. I don't really know what happens. I think you have to grow your hair long to get them.
Right.
It's like the ends fray.
It's just so far away from the scalp. It's like it's not getting the nutrients or something.
Maybe. I mean, it's like, you know how like if you get a carpet, you know, the edges fray before anything else. I think that's the same thing with split ends.
Okay.
But when I was looking up this is actually useful information. People were saying you got to get like at least a decent pair of scissors that are meant for cutting hair. Don't just use whatever, you know, freaking
I use
garden
kitchen
shears
and it's fine.
No, don't do that, Tim. It's not fine.
I also use it to cut the fat off of chicken breasts.
Well, then it's extra not fine. You should be using regular, hair cutting scissors, which reminded me of, I think I've already talked about it on the show, so I won't get too into it. But the time I got my hair cut, it might have been that last time when the guy was telling me they had like $2,500 scissors that a salesman had let him borrow. And that's what he was using to cut my hair.
A scissor salesman, or just like a different salesman that like, I had a good year, so I bought these $25,000 scissors.
No, it's a scissor salesman.
Oh, okay.
I was like, whoa, they show up. I didn't say any of that. I just went, oh, cool. Because I didn't want to have a conversation.
In your mind, were you like, lucky me, this guy, I get to have my haircut as, you know, as part of the scissor salesman, the high-end scissor salesman sales pitch to this lowly barber. Normally,
right, and the barber was like
shears.
Two things. The barber was like, this is great. Like, these are the best scissors I've ever used. I am definitely not going to buy them, though. They're $2,500. But I was
He's
also
a barber. Write it off.
yeah, of course you can write it off, but still, I don't know. You want like something that costs as much as like a high-end laptop just sitting out there, sitting in that blue goo?
You're using it every single day of your life for work.
You wouldn't just use it for good customers?
It depends on how durable they are.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can always sharpen them. They must. Oh, I bet that's where they get you. I bet like the sharpening set's even more money.
What were they made? Were they made of like platinum?
No, I think it was just stainless steel.
Were they sharp?
They apparently they were very
no
sharp. He said they cut my hair like butter. He called me a butter hair. And I was like, that's not very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you think he was trying to say that I was attractive except for my hair? He's a real butter hair. Hold on. Talking to the mic again?
I am ready.
Okay, I couldn't hear you before.
Well, can you now?
Yes.
Have you gotten the wax out of your goddamn ears?
It's shit, not wax. Tim, cutting your own hair. Look.
Darling, don't you go and cut your hair. Do you think it's gonna make him change?
Is that a song you wrote?
No, it's a song by the seminal American indie rock band Pavement.
Okay. About a
I'm
man trying to control
with a
woman?
Haircut. And that's a pretty nice haircut.
So that's what you listen to? Songs about haircuts off when you're offline?
Pretty much.
So I looked into, I watched like a couple of cut your own hair videos.
Mm-hmm.
First off,
you were doing that before all this, you pervert.
Remember, yeah, we can't name names, but somebody we are friends with had a significant other who was a past significant other by this point who had sold their hair to somebody on Craigslist. This is a long time ago. You might not even remember this. But he was like, I think he was to some pervert. Like they had just recently gotten out of a long relationship, and he was like, I'm kind of concerned about her. Like, I think she like cut her hair to sell to some pervert on Craigslist. And it's like, nah, it could have been, somebody looking to make a wig or something. It's like, nah, they made her videotape it and include the videotape of her cutting her hair.
Number one,
mm-hmm.
I don't remember who this is, but I remember the story.
Okay.
But also at the time I was like, yeah, that does seem like a real realm of the perverts, right? Like if you're looking for
that's actually a show that I'm pitching to NBC next year.
It's autobiographical, right?
It's going to be the new millennium's Big Bang Theory.
I mean, that show is about perverts, right?
Big Bang Theory normalized, really geeky guys. Realm of the Perverts will normalize perverts.
Maybe they were like making a wig or something, and the video was there to prove like that they're not being sent like rat hair or llama hair or something.
Yeah, I guess. Hair? Or maybe it's like, well, I want to see what the hair looks like on the person to get some wig ideas.
Exactly. Yeah, Tom, I think you're not giving them the benefit of the doubt. This Craigslist pervert.
There was another element to it. It was like, and also some feet pics, like something like that. And it was like a lot of money. It was like way more money than regular hair would cost.
In my opinion,
mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with doing that.
What do you mean? Selling?
If somebody has a weird, if there's some weird pervert out there that wants to see, like, that wants your hair and wants to see you cut your hair,
mm-hmm.
and is willing to pay you handsomely for it, take advantage of that guy. Be like, you know what? Actually, it's double. He'll probably pay it.
Yeah. And it's even more if you want me to spit in it.
Well, that's bad.
So I watched a few videos about cutting your
So
own
wait,
hair.
so if you're gonna cut your own hair, I think we should say check your local Craigslist first.
Oh yeah,
and see
check
if
with
there's
the
a
neighborhood
pervert that wants
perverts.
to pay you to do it. Yeah, it could be Craigslist. It can be, I don't know, what are nextdoor.com? Is that, are perverts on that right now?
Oh, the neighborhood apps.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know what goes on there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that app, so I'm not sure. But hey, check it out. Worth a shot. So I watched a couple of videos about how to cut your own hair as a man, because that's what I would be interested in doing. The one I watched was from the New York Times, and it was like, oh, we had a barber show you how to like give yourself a buzz cut. It finishes up, and this guy looks horrible. He's got like strands of hair by his ears, like how like you always like you miss those spots.
Yeah.
It was just like a bunch of spots he missed, and he's like, and that's how you cut your own hair. It's like, that looks like garbage, man. Why is this the definitive? And also like I don't necessarily.
Were they on deadline? Did they need to get this video out? Could they not have been like, dude, well, I guess they can't be like, you need to reshoot this, because
Yeah.
like, all right, just give me 6 weeks to grow my hair out, and then I'll
Right.
give you a new one.
And you're not going to be able to glue the hair back on in any kind of believable way. I'm guessing that they didn't have like a FaceTime or Zoom or Skype call going on at the same time, where like a director could say, oh, actually you missed a spot, get that spot and redo the end.
Right.
But yeah, it looked horrible. Actually it looked fine except for the missing spots. And it was like, well, no, that's what I want help with. So then I watched this other guy's video, and I just didn't like this guy. He did a very good job, but I didn't like him because he had like a YouTube channel. And it was like alpha male channel, and he kept calling the viewers gentlemen. I don't like when
this. Was it on the Tool Time channel, Tom?
No, I don't like when
he didn't by any chance use a Binford
hair cutter,
hair buzzer, did he?
I don't like when people say gentlemen too many times.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't like when anybody says anything more than a couple times when like addressing people.
Boy, you'd hate this show then. He was cutting his hair because he hadn't had a haircut in 3 weeks, which wait a minute. If you're living in the US, 3 weeks, you shouldn't have been getting your hair cut 3 weeks ago. Like pretty much every place was locked down by then.
Maybe he's quarantined with a fellow hairdresser.
Maybe. I mean, that's very possible. It didn't. So this was one of these guys, like, when you go to the barber shop and there are these guys that have like real specific haircuts.
Yeah.
This is like one of those guys. And he was cutting his hair because he's like, it's been 3 weeks. It's like 3 weeks. Usually when I get my haircut, 3 weeks is like when it looks good.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. But you were ragging on him because you think he got an illegal haircut in the interim. Was this a live video that you were watching? It could have been shot 3 weeks ago.
Boy, I hadn't thought about that. I didn't check the date.
You realize that when you click on a YouTube video, it's not people need to scramble into place and do the show for you, right?
Wait a minute. You're telling me they're not clearing all this stuff out every day? Well, what if somebody finds something from the past that's embarrassing?
It could never happen.
But he did a good job, and these are a few of the tips I got from him. Separate out the sides of your head and the top of your head. So like kind of comb all the hair on top, like kind of give yourself 2 parts, like a maniac.
Can you demonstrate as you explain this to me?
Well, you're not, I mean, you can't see, I have headphones on and nobody else can see, but like kind of almost giving yourself a mohawk, but then like the sides you've got separated and the top up here.
Right.
So then you attack the sides and then the top separately.
Right.
But he had one of those like like those Hitler Youth haircuts that are all the rage right now.
Yeah.
Like very short on very short on the sides and back and super long on top.
Yeah, I accidentally got one of those, and I think maybe the barber was playing a prank on me because I got it like very early 2017 when it was
Mhm.
like, this is not the time to have it.
Yeah, that
This is
haircut's a
time where
real
people are-
choice.
yeah, exactly. Like
Well, I
choosing
mean,
sides.
if you go into a barber shop, Tim, and you ask him to dye your hair platinum blonde and give you a haircut, that's what they're what they're gonna expect.
I thought it looked sharp.
I'm thinking about bleaching my hair, just because why not? Right?
Yeah, it's 1997 and you're in high school.
Yeah. I mean, from what I hear, you can use bleach for everything nowadays, and it's safe. The new bleach is safe. So,
For anything. It's a
Yeah.
freaking miracle.
but also you have to, when you're cutting your own hair, you have to have a handheld mirror. Do you have a handheld mirror?
I have this.
I didn't have one for a long time.
Check this out. This will work, right? I got a pretty good handheld mirror.
Yeah, I mean that's like a makeup mirror, but it'll
Yeah,
work.
so what? I'm
Um,
holding it in my hand.
but it's not meant for that. It's got a base. It's meant to be put down.
So what? I'm
The
holding it up.
handheld
I
mirror.
bet I could twist this base off.
The
It is
handheld.
battery powered.
Oh yeah, because it's a makeup light. It'll put a light on.
There's no batteries in it though. I hate to disappoint you, Tom.
Well, you got to make sure you have a mirror because that's just like a zoom mirror, a zoom up mirror, zoom in mirror. You got to make sure you got a mirror that you can get the whole idea of what the back of your head looks like.
Right.
It's very tough to coordinate. I'll tell you that, to kind of get both hands going. I should say I'm speaking from experience as somebody that a few years ago tried to cut his own hair and had to shave his head because he screwed it up so bad.
Oh, that's why you shaved. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was weird when I showed up and you just had a shaved head one week.
I hated it. I can't shave my head. My head's way too fat. It's huge. And like somehow it looked even bigger when I shaved it.
Yeah, you looked like Bam Bam Bigelow or something.
Yeah. So I'll also say that. I mean, now's a good time if you are like, I don't know what I would look like with a shaved head. If you've never had a shaved head and you're curious, now's a good time to check it out because maybe you'll find out like me, you look like a real idiot and you'll never, you'll be like, oh, thank God I found that out while everybody's stuck inside. Nobody's ever going to have to see this.
Do you think you could get a good sense of whether you have a fat head and would look bad with it if you started with a mohawk? Right, and then you could be like, if I take off this middle part, it'll be bad. So I'm gonna
probably
at least keep it as a fun bit.
Yeah, you could probably do that. I would have noticed, because it was like the sides of my head that I was unaware were like went out so far. That's what I didn't like. I mean, I guess everything about it. It was just much bigger than I was hoping.
I could have told you had a big head, Tom.
I knew I had a big head, but I thought maybe. Actually, I didn't think anything. I really had no choice. Like the razor wasn't set to the setting I thought it was, and that's another tip. Like start on the bottom of your head. Don't just when you turn the razor on, go right down the middle of your head where you have no option whatsoever if anything gets screwed up. So yeah, handheld mirror, very important. It's tough to coordinate, but try it out. And
hey, wash your hair. That's my tip. Before you start, wash your hair.
Well, a lot of these
dirt in the
blades.
buzzer.
A lot of these things suggested, I think rightfully so, like wet your hair, but then dry it like a little bit. Don't have like soaking wet hair. So if you think about when they wet your hair at the barber shop, it's like that mister thing. You know, it's not like a drench your head.
Yeah, no,
they don't
the
put
barber, Mr. What's his
Mr.
name?
Barber.
Mr. Barber.
No, it's like a misting spray. It's not like they don't dunk your head in a barrel or something and then cut your hair.
Right.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they make my hair a little too wet, and it's like, come on, I got places to go after this.
There was a time in my 20s that I didn't just go to a barber shop to get my hair cut. I would go to salons and stuff, and they would wash my hair beforehand, and that was great. I want to go back to that life. Have somebody else wash my hair for once.
Yeah, it is nice to have somebody else in one of those sinks wash your hair.
Yeah.
Although,
relax.
I when I was a kid and a teenager, my mom's friend owned a salon, so that's where I would get my hair cut a lot. And yeah, they would do that, but I was always nervous that they're going to waterboard me, because you're in a bad position to be waterboarded.
I don't see what anybody at the salon would gain from waterboarding.
Well, maybe they'll just see if I have any secrets, because I'll give them up in a minute if they put a towel over my head and turn that nozzle on.
They'd have to know what to ask, though. They couldn't just be like, "Do you have any secrets?" Because if I asked you that right now, you would be like, "I don't know, about what?"
Yeah, that's what I would. But maybe I would say that, and then they go, "You know what about?" and do it again. And then I just start blabbing all my secrets.
Yeah. When we're recording non-remotely again, we can try that as a stunt episode.
Waterboard each other.
Yeah. Next week on Complete Guide to Everything, we learn all of Tom's secrets, and he almost dies in something that is certainly torture.
I don't think it can kill you. I guess you can have a heart attack.
You don't think
or
it's
something
torture?
From it. Oh, it's torture, but I don't think it can kill you.
Yeah.
I'm sure it can. I'll take that back. I'm sure it can under some circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, eating a sandwich can kill you.
But the reason why they use it is because it has a low chance of killing you. It's why they don't just dunk your head in water and pull you out.
Right.
But they do that sometimes too. Tim, you see this new movie Extraction on Netflix?
No. It has Captain America in it, right?
It's got Thor in it. But
Same
it's
guy, right?
It's great. It's one of the most violent movies I've ever seen. 5 stars.
I don't know. A few years ago,
bad guy violence, Tim. It's bad guys getting violently murdered.
I can't. No, I know too many bad guys that I care about, Tom.
Man, there's there are things that aren't even graphic that happen in it, where it's oh, that broke that guy's back, I think. Oh, God. Great movie. 5 stars. Tim, I also looked into America's original way to cut your hair, Flowbee.
Yes.
Do you remember Flowbee? And can you describe it?
It was parodied in the film Wayne's World as the suck cut, but it was kind of a vacuum apparatus, right? Where it would suck your hair up, and there were clippers inside of it that would, as it sucked it up, would cut your hair.
Yeah, presumably with some kind of a spinning blade inside, I guess, something like that. Yeah, and twofold advantage that way. Your hair is going to be perfectly even, which I mean doesn't make for a great looking haircut if just all your hair is the same length. It does if you're a little boy, but
we're all gonna come out in a few weeks with little boy haircuts. We're all gonna look like adorable little boys.
God, it's gonna be so hard to get a haircut once things start going back to normal too.
Yeah, they're gonna go 24 hours at the barber shop.
My barber's gonna have to invest in those scissors. Maybe they're the only thing that will make a whole day without going blunt.
I mean, he could just buy a few pairs of the other scissors.
Yeah, I imagine he would prefer to just buy a few pairs of $25 scissors. So it had that advantage, everything cut even. But the bigger advantage is it sucks up the hair as it's cutting it. So it's cleaning while it cuts, because that's the little secret of cutting your hair at home. You are going to make a tremendous mess.
That is the main reason. I've been thinking of cutting my own hair. My wife has been like, I'll cut your hair. Don't cut it. But I'm just like, no, we're just going to make a mess. And we're never going to be able to clean that up correctly.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what you could get that would help is an umbrella cape.
An umbrella cape.
So basically, it's like the smock that they put on you when you're getting your haircut, but it's got like I don't know, like wires inside of it or whatever. So it just
So
makes
it's like an upside down umbrella without the stick in the middle.
kinda, but not that high up, like not so high that it's over your head. It's like a shallow umbrella.
Right.
It looked pretty good. I mean, look, you're still not going to catch everything that way, but it's a little better.
Yeah.
While I was looking up this kind, well, first off, the Flowbee is expensive. I was looking at, I'm like, well, maybe I'll get one of these things as a joke and a way to cut my hair. How much can they be? $30? They're $100,
That's not so bad.
and that's $100 for the version that you can plug into your own vacuum. If you don't have a vacuum that will work, it's $140.
Tom, I will make this this vow. If we get 1,000 Patreon patrons, we're each buying a Flowbee and we're going to cut our own hair live on the internet.
Yes, great. Within like a reasonable amount of time.
No, in the next 6 years.
But they're made in Texas still, and they're based. They say that it's based on space station technology. But I was looking at the supposed space station technology that they use to cut their hair on the space station. They're just cutting each other's hair with scissors and holding a vacuum up to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably where they got the idea.
Yeah, it's where they got the idea, but it's not like based on, it's not like the space pen you can buy. It's not like that, where it's like, this is actually the type of pen they use.
The official Flowbee website is atrocious.
It has not been changed since probably the mid to late 90s.
My word.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. It's like the Space Jam. Are you sure you can still get it?
Yeah, because they're sold out, but it says stuff about COVID-19 on there. Like, so, they're up and running.
Oh man, this is what they've been waiting for.
Oh, I don't think I think, look, if they're still around, they must be doing pretty good business.
Yeah, maybe this jackass in Texas just had a garage full of these things that he didn't unload in 1996, and that would explain the website. And then this happened, and he's just like, finally, the horrible virus. Just my prayers have been answered.
I also I found like a few other things on Amazon. One was just like a thing for cutting your neckline. Like the back of your head. It was just like a piece of plastic and like a rubber band. It didn't look that good, to be honest with you. You could use your hand. It would probably do just as well, if not better. But then I also found this thing called Crea Clip. Do you know this, Tim? And I ask if you know this because it's from the Shark Tank.
Is it it's a clip that clips your hair up so that you cut it at the right angle?
Yeah, Jesus. How do you really do watch that show a lot, huh?
I'm a big fan of Barbara Corcoran, Tom.
Well, she didn't invest in it though. Lori Grenier did.
Yeah, that seems like a Lori product.
It'd
be good for QVC, Bed Bath and Beyond,
Oh, is that her domain?
QVC, really? She's the queen of QVC, Tom.
Okay.
And I think several of the sharks actually have a Bed Bath and Beyond deal now. I think there's an overall kind of Shark Tank deal at Bed Bath and Beyond.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, everything on Shark Tank, I could easily see it at Bed Bath and Beyond.
Exactly.
They should rename Bed Bath and Beyond to the Shark Tank store, and it would probably do gangbusters.
Oh my god, yeah.
I was kind of surprised because, of course, the product page flouts the Shark Tank connection. But I'm looking through it and I'm like, there's nothing. It just refers to as a Shark Tank entrepreneur. And I'm looking through it like, well, did anybody invest? That's what I'm interested in knowing. Because there's a big difference between if everybody's fighting over investing or if, sometimes these people come
laughed out of the tank.
Yeah, exactly. And I was surprised that at least I could not find, and Tim, maybe there's a business opportunity for you, that there's not like a centralized database of Shark Tank contestants, their products, who invested in them, how much they invested, and like how the company's doing now.
Yeah, that's true. I think here, let me first say one thing about Shark Tank. I think every single one of the sharks on the panel is a ghoul. I wish only bad things will happen to them in their private lives and their public lives. I just want the worst for the sharks. And I think the show is shitty, and I think the creator of the show is a terrible human. And I think it's bad for society, and amplifies the worst parts of capitalism, like the most unsustainable, stupid, like, you need to hit the lottery to succeed or climb the ladder in life. Anyway,
and he needs a bet at all.
A lot of the deals that get made, they don't make it through the actual contract stage. It's like somebody.
It's not like a binding
TV.
contract. What
They
happens in
then,
the room?
Yeah, then all lawyers get together, and probably everybody that got a deal in the room that actually goes through with the deal, like friggin' these billionaires' lawyers come in and they're like, actually, I know we negotiated they'd get 30%. They're going to take 90% of your business.
Yeah, and
Take
they're
going to
pay you
assholes.
half what they
exactly.
were. Oh, yeah, because you're opening up your books, presumably. And not presumably, you are, I'm sure they require, like, we need to see everything. And, then they've really got you to be like, well.
Yeah, so I think there's no official record of, like, you can go through all the episodes and be like, this person made an investment in this company and blah, blah, blah. But, like, a lot of them, I'm sure, are just, like, probably, like, 50% or more of them just like never actually went through.
Yeah. Well, I'd still be interested just to know on TV what happened.
Yeah. So anyway, you're going to buy that thing?
Well, it didn't seem good to me. Like it just looked like the kind of clips you put on like a potato bag, but bigger and for hair. And like, it seemed like it only worked if you have long hair. And also,
that was the pitch, Tom. It's like a potato chip bag clip, but for your hair. And everybody was like, I love it.
Did anybody say, well, what if I already have a potato chip clip? Can I just use that?
I think Mr. Wonderful did.
Well, he doesn't have any hair anyway.
Like you need it. The Mark Cuban's like, well, I don't think you don't even need it. So what do you know? What do you know, Kevin? What do you know? And then they all laugh smugly to themselves.
You know that guy, Mr. Wonderful, he's on Cameo. It's like $1,000 to get a video from him.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What a jerk.
Yeah. Well, his time is valuable.
So the woman who invented it, I don't have her name, unfortunately, but she is in the demo video showing how it works. And there's 2 different times she cuts her hair in the videos and then shows the after. And then I'm wondering, did she also do that on Shark Tank? And like, when does this woman draw the line of when she's going to cut her hair using the thing or not?
I'm sure she's on a very strict schedule. Tom,
she had very long hair. I think she had been like waiting for years to make this video.
Maybe it was a wig. Maybe it was a deep fake.
If it was a wig, I'm not going to buy it. This was also on a website where, like all the things in the sidebar, there were multiple articles that said the person X flaunts their bikini pic.
Nice.
And they were all just like, presumably celebrities that I've never heard of before.
I mean, all websites now have like weird ad network things that are just like, you'll never believe the child star that OD'd, and it'll be a picture of like,
Alf.
A child. No, it'll be like a child star that's like alive and well now, and like on a successful TV show as an adult. It's like, this is on a New York Times article? Why are they in this weird ad network?
Yeah, and it's like, no, Ricky Schroeder's on NYPD Blue now.
Yeah, the show that went off the air 17 years ago.
He's not still on there?
I mean, in our hearts and in our memories and on, TBS.
When is NYPD Blue going to be? When is that going to be on Disney Plus?
As soon as they can figure out how to cover Dennis Franz's naked butt with his hair.
Yeah, that's a tough sell. Look, if you like the show, you can go to tcgt.com to find out more. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide. Follow us on Twitter @complete guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram @Tom Reynolds.
Follow me at Your Pal Tim.
You can follow The Complete Guide on Twitter, but it's @TCGTE. I've been posting new episode stuff there if you're wondering when new episodes are out. You can check out our Discord. It's called Complete Guide. You can check out our subreddit, r/TCGTE, just like I said earlier. And if you want to support the show, check out our sponsors, but also check out patreon.com/complete guide for our secondary podcast called Books to Podcast. I am in knee deep in reading 80 Days Around the World and telling Tim about it. And boy, you wouldn't believe what happens this week. A lot. And it's not even 80 days yet.
Wow. How many days?
How's that for a tease? Tim, let me ask you a question about how do you think the Flowbee guy would do on Shark Tank?
I think they'd all. I think it would make a good segment of Shark Tank. I don't think anybody would invest in it.
Do you think they'd be able to get Barbara Corcoran to cut her hair using the Flowbee? You think any of these people would be willing to?
Barbara Corcoran wouldn't get near. Neither would Lori. I feel like if they had worked it out with who's the one dimwit all the way? I mean, he's a dimwit. He's a multimillionaire. Vamp while I look up the Shark Tank sharks.
It's a woman or a man?
A man.
A long-haired man? I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you don't need long hair for the Flowbee.
If they worked it out with, oh my God, what is his name?
Had somebody grow their hair out a little bit before.
Robert Herjavec. His hair is like kind of like floppy enough that they could do it. I think if they were just like, we are just going to not turn on the clippers and we'll suck it up, he'll be like,
Right.
oh, I'll do that. That'll be fun. But no, none of the sharks would. I mean, Mark Cuban's not letting you close to his hair. He's got no sense of humor. And then Damon and Mr. Wonderful, they're both bald.
Yeah. Mark Cuban's probably got hair plugs, right? Is he going to sue us for saying that?
No, he doesn't seem like he would.
I mean, no shame. He's a rich man, but I don't know.
Yeah, if I was that rich, I would.
If he's got them, they look great. So
he looks like he's an old man.
yeah, he's starting to become one of those weird looking guys, right?
Yeah.
How old is Mark Cuban?
I'm gonna say he's 71.
He's 61.
Oh my God, he looks terrible.
Yeah, I think he's got hair plugs looking at him. He's got a little bit of a weird hairline. Well, join us next week for an episode all about whether or not Mark Cuban has hair. Oh, he looks ghastly, huh?
Yeah.
His skin looks like it's dripping off.
Yeah, like in a way that like I don't want to say too much because I think like maybe he's got some stuff going on.
Okay, well, sorry if that's the case, Mark Cuban, but you bought broadcast. You bought broadcast.com and you sold it for like $1 billion, and that's basically how you're rich. So good for you.
Yeah. Dear listener, I hope you learned a lot about cutting your own hair, and please send us your pics of your haircuts that you gave based on Tom's tips.
Yeah, let's. I want to see everybody's bowl cuts. Hey, if you're out there, I feel bad because people will do it. Please, you know what? Do it. Do it if you want.
Hashtag show us your bowl cuts.
Yeah, that's the hashtag.
Yeah.
Show us your bowl cut. Complete guide bowl cuts. Bowl cuts for complete guide. Bowl cuts for Tim and Tom.
I had a bowl cut for a while.
Everybody did when we were kids. Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe, hey, and look, back when we had bowl cuts, things were a lot simpler, huh? Maybe that's what did it.
The lack of bowl cuts in the world?
No, I'm saying when we had bowl cuts, life was better.
I thought you meant that's what unleashed the pandemic.
No, that doesn't make any sense, Tim. I
That
told
was the
you.
only thing protecting us from the virus. The bowl cuts.
Tim,
All
I
the
told
scientists finally will come rushing in like, we figured it out. It's the bowl cuts. The bowl cuts.
It's not. I told you, Tim. It's 5G. We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.